The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
If it's in the headlines, on the first page or the last, it's fair game here on the Sports Reel Podcast.
And we welcome you to the season premiere of the Sports Reel Podcast, live on the PFC Entertainment Network, along with Tim Sheridan and Eric Mendal. I am Jason Clouse. We appreciate you tuning in here this week. We have a lot that we're going to be tackling. We're going to be looking at the Pistons and the Red Wings, the weeks that they had, what's coming up. Well, for the Red Wings, it ain't a whole hell of a lot, if I can be honest with you. We'll get to that here later on. We do have a special guest that is going to be joining us very shortly here. Our good friend of the show, Isaac, from the Fun Football Podcast, will be with us in just a moment. Before we bring him in, though, gentlemen, good to see you. How's things over in your neck of the woods?
You know, super busy, Jason, with the whole, if anybody hasn't noticed, we're kind of going through a little bit of a revamp right now. So I know I've been busy. I'm sure Jason's been busy too, because you had to create a whole new intro and deal with all that shit on your end. You know what I mean? But then I was also busy trying to change all the logos on everything. And we're going to think, Isaac, what's up, brother?
Sorry, I was late, guys. I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, it's just been super busy. So if anybody, I apologize. I haven't posted much over the last few days, but one, there hasn't been a lot of news going on. And two, we've been super busy with the revamp of everything. Other than that, life is good. I mean, I've been busy at work. It's getting busier. My boss is finally back at work. So the other guys decided they wanted to work again. So that helps out a lot. And we've been selling some shit. So I'm excited. But other than that, you know, life is good. It's still cold outside. Eric.
I have not been that busy, so I cannot relate with you two because my work is very, very slow right now. So it's that slow time of the year, and Tim knows about it. It's just that time of the year, but just counting every day towards spring. That's what I'm really doing.
Man, I am with you. Look, in the last week, we've had a tremendous bitter cold streak here in mid-Michigan, and like today got up to what, 22 or something like that. That's a heat wave.
It felt great. It felt great.
Shorts
so
and t-shirt
cold.
weather. Yeah.
That is so cold, guys.
No, that felt amazing. It was.
Oh my gosh.
It was like negative 15 last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the wind chill.
Man.
Oh yeah, that was cold. That was cold.
I have stories, but I'll tell them in a minute. That's crazy.
Well, if you're watching us live here across the platforms of the PFC Entertainment Network on Facebook, YouTube, or Riverside.fm, you see that we do have a very special guest, friend of the show, Isaac, from the Fun Football Podcast. Isaac, good to see you, my friend. You were on here at the very start of the NFL season, so it seems only appropriate that you're going to be here at the end of the NFL season. We're coming into Super Bowl week, and we're going to be breaking all that down here in a little while. But before we get to all that, how are you?
You know, man, I'm doing pretty good. I went through some life stuff. That's why I was like, December in November didn't really work out too much, but got a divorce, but life's a lot better. I'm not gonna lie, the Packer Bear game almost threw me back into a serious depression. That playoff game, uh, especially because I co-host with a Bears fan, and then I sent him a video when we were up, I don't know, 14 or 21-3. I like it's like trauma. I just buried it really deep, and yeah, I sent him a video saying they wouldn't come back, and then they did. So I guess that was karma for me. Uh, outside that game, I've been really good. Just started after school clubs. That's what kept me a little bit. I had to get some food after. Things have been good, man. Outside the end of the past season, I've enjoyed the playoffs. Been enjoying the podcasting. Got a lot of shows coming up the rest of the week. I'll promote those later. But I'm excited to talk some Super Bowl with you guys because I'm starting to get pretty excited for this game. I think it's going to be a good one.
We're going to be breaking all things down with the Super Bowl this week or on this week's show, and there's a couple of things I want to touch on here, and we will when we get to that portion of the show.
Oh yeah.
It's again, it's good to see you here on the Sports Real podcast. Let's go ahead and jump right into it this week. Listen, we'll start here.
Okay.
We'll just rip the Band-Aid right off.
We had a
gonna be
bet on the
gushing.
show,
It's gonna be
Isaac.
a
You're going to
long-
learn about this bet right now. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh no.
I am okay. First of all, let me say if you're watching us on Facebook, we did post the link in the live chat that if you want
I'm
to
spreading
be
it
on the
right now
show-
to my friends.
Great. If you want to be on the show with us, you hit that link, you jump through a hoop or two, it will bring you onto the show with us live. Or if you prefer the traditional text route, that is also available on our Facebook feed and YouTube. So I know Vinny's is going to be tuning in with us through YouTube. So shout out to him. Just a fantastic guest we had here a couple of weeks ago, and as a programming note, I need to apologize to our friends over at the 411 podcast that were on here last week. I don't know what happened. It was completely out of my hands, but in post, we were not able to upload the show to Spotify because for whatever reason, my file and Tim and Eric's file did not show up in post. So it would have just been our guests on there with long stretches of silence because we knew we were talking, but anybody who would have been watching would have had no idea what was happening. So we do apologize. We want to bring them back on. They were great. And so hopefully Riverside has their shit together this week is all I'm saying. And Tim, I got to give you credit, brother. You sent me the new logo a couple of days ago, and like Samantha and I were talking about it. I pitched it to a couple of my sports buddies. I'm like, what do you think about this? Rave reviews. So
The
that's
same
why
thing on my part, too. So
we're doing this whole overhaul, rebranding of the Sports Real podcast. So you did a great job, and
Thank you.
You need to be acknowledged. All right. Well, last week I was forced to eat a big piece of humble pie with the result of the Michigan State basketball game. And with that, and my friend Lori has been asking me like every other day, when's it happening? I lost the bet. I am going to honor that bet in which I have to color my beard yellow and blue.
maize and blue.
Maize and blue.
It's a shade darker.
It's yellow, but that's fine. With the bandana, with the Michigan shirt, with the whole 9 yards.
Oh, we're gonna get you a maize and blue boa too, brother.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we are going to figure out a special day and time, and we will be doing a special live broadcast of this show, and I will be in that garb during the duration of that broadcast. Stay tuned to our social media accounts for when that bullshit's going on. So, look, Michigan won. You guys, you know,
83-71.
Michigan was the better team.
Yeah.
I have no problem in admitting that. But
It's
goddamn,
unfortunate.
it was. I was, man. They tried. The Spartans tried, and I was, I was chomping at the bit. I'm like, man, please pull this out. Please pull this out. But they
Did you
did
ever
not.
think I didn't think we'd ever live in a world where the Spartans were second to Wolverines in basketball, but it's been that like a little over 5 years ago, I never would have guessed it. But the Wolverines basketball program has been really it's massively improved over the last half decade. And growing up in the 90s and 2000s, I never would have guessed that. Football, sure, not in basketball though.
Right.
Well, if
No,
the Spartans wouldn't have fallen behind in the first half, that's what killed them. They came out hot in the second half, and they just could not. And Michigan, rebounded and pulled it back out. But if it was a closer first half, Jason, you probably would have won the bet. If they weren't down 18 at the half, it would have been a different story.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the Michigan Wolverines. You cannot give them any advantage whatsoever. These guys are firing on all cylinders. I have no problem with it. I mean, it is what it is, But it was exciting as a Michigan State fan. Like, you had Michigan and Michigan State in the top 10 of the top 25, and it set up a tremendous showdown. I do appreciate the fact that after the game, the Michigan coach was sitting in the front row there with just a horde of Spartan fans.
That was the beginning. That was he poked his head out before he thought the students were in the building. That was right before the game.
Okay.
That was right before the game. And he's like, well, I can't back out now. And he walked out there and just, like he said, it's an iconic stadium to be. He wanted to soak it all in, and he did. Dusty May did it right and all that. And, it was a tough environment to win.
Certainly is. And look, like I said, I was on the losing end of this thing, and I will honor that bet. And Dave is right. We got to play fucking Wham in the background while I come onto the set. Because I'm going to give you 25 seconds of Wham. Okay, can we agree on that? I'm already feeling a certain kind of way with.
Well, you're not a Last Christmas fan? Come on, buddy.
Isaac, are you new here?
You don't want to go?
Oh God! Yes.
You don't want to wake you up before you go?
Listen,
come on.
Listen.
You're not an '80s pop fan? What's up, Jason?
I'm an '80s kid, bro. I am an '80s kid. All right, and I appreciate George Michael on his own, but that band sucked balls. That song is the worst Christmas song ever recorded. I will listen
favorite.
to Christmas tunes.
You know what's so sad is actually it's my favorite Christmas song. I'm not a Wham fan, but I love Last Christmas.
Are you serious?
I don't know why. Yeah, I actually like Last Christmas. I like a lot of Christmas music. I only do it in December though.
I love Christmas music as much. I am Captain
I think it's a fun song
over here, but that song should never have been a thing, and it hurts my soul.
And it's a thing every year now. You get to hear it every December because it's one of the biggest Christmas songs there is now. So every December you get tortured. And now here in February.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, see that one really, I really am over that one. That one every year I'm like, God, not again. And she's got pipes, man. I like Mariah Carey, but that song, just it's like Last Christmas for you. It just bugs the.
I hear you. I hear you.
You love Last Christmas. Hey, I think Tim, was it you or Eric who likes Last Christmas?
I like it. It's a good song.
I dig it. I like putting it as the background of any video that Jason records for TikTok, especially in December.
That must give you extra love for the song, knowing that Jason hates it.
Oh yeah, and I can just post it on everything he puts out, and he gets pissed. He's like, who the fuck did that?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I'm with Jason though. I don't know if I would have gambled on it, but I would have been going for the Spartans too. It sucks that they're that good of a team, and yet Michigan, they look like they could be. I mean, Michigan State might too, but the Wolverines look like a title contender, honestly.
This is them in Arizona. Arizona's playing lights out this year, and Michigan is
I know
too.
I know they're 3, but if they play like this, they're going to be a 1 seed.
They jumped to number 2.
And so the Michigan State will probably, I mean, it's a month and a half away, but if it plays out like this, Michigan State will be at worst a 5, probably a 4, maybe even a 3 seed. So they could see each other again, not only in the finale in a few weeks, but they could see each other in March too.
That's true.
Sorry, I'm stealing thunder. I'll let you guys go.
No, you're
fine.
good.
You're fine. You're fine. I love getting your input on that.
I don't even watch that much college basketball, but these are 2 teams I know I love,
Well, they'll meet. They could meet in the Big Ten tournament. They could meet there, and then they could meet in March. So there's 2 times they could meet.
They do.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah, you're right. Because they play each other again March 8th, then the Big Ten tournaments, and then they could play March Madness. So they could see each other 3 more times, right?
Yep. They'll see each other another one in Ann Arbor. Could see each other in the Big Ten championship or the tournament, and then the big tournament. So it could be interesting.
Jason, I'd double or nothing this bet because I can't see, as good as Michigan is, I can't see them winning 3 or 4 in a row against the Spartans. They're too good.
Well, they got to come to Ann Arbor next, so that'd be his next chance to double or nothing.
Take that, man.
So.
Double or nothing it.
Yeah, so you got to make the
as long as you can handle Wham.
Yeah.
Can you handle a minute more of Wham if you lose 2 more times?
Well, I'm not doubling up because you got to understand, like, if I would have lost this bet, Isaac, I would have had to wear a Dallas Cowboys jersey for a month on this show. So, like, the bet ended there.
That's not acceptable.
Yeah, so the bet ended there. Like, I'm not doing it. I was sweating during that game. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm not looking forward to wearing a Dallas fucking jersey on this show. Like, it just goes against
that.
Yeah.
I live here, and when the Packers tied the Cowboys, I didn't get to come on. That was literally right before me and the wife split, and that's why I didn't even do any shows for like 3 weeks. But to add insult to injury, the damn Packers tied the Cowboys, and all the damn Cowboys fans, because I live 30 minutes from Jerry World, and all the Cowboys fans at work were like celebrating like it was a victory because they knew the Packers should have annihilated them. And not only that, but the Packers kind of lucked into the tie. They almost threw the game away at the end. So that was super brutal.
Yeah, I see why. Yeah.
That game was so much fun to watch, but so painful at the same time. So painful.
Yeah. Well,
it really was. 40-40 tie. I never thought I'd be that upset about a 40-40 tie, and I was that mad about it.
That's fair.
No, but the thing about, I mean, we'll get into football here in a second.
Yeah, sorry. I'll pivot. I'll pivot.
Yeah, your Dallas Cowboys, I think, have a bright future ahead of them here over the next few years. But let's bang out the Wings and the Pistons real quick so we can get right into football because that's going to take up the majority of our show this week because obviously we got the Super Bowl coming up.
Oh heck yeah!
Highlight Dave's comment. I like that one.
Yeah,
that one's good.
I love that comment.
Good. That's a great comment. That's a great comment.
I also have an ex-wife who's a Cowboys fan, and I completely agree, buddy. I'm with you, awesome. Dave. Let's go, man. That's why they're exes. All the exes stay in Texas.
That's true. I wish that was the case, but be that as it may.
You know what the funny thing is, real quick, Isaac, is I've talked to you before. You're originally from Michigan. Yeah, and I'm originally from Texas, so we're complete fucking total swaps here.
You're from Texas?
I was born in Texas, San Antonio.
And I lived in Arizona. I'm moving back soon, but I lived in Arizona for like 20 years. So Arizona sports cracks me up because they're usually not that great. But the weather you guys were saying at the beginning, we actually had like a snowstorm in Texas, and it got to like 10 degrees one day, and I thought it was absolutely freezing. But then I looked up the weather in my hometown, and the high one of the days was 40 degrees below, and with the wind chill, it got to like 55 below. Like,
you were in
and my dad's like, that's not even that bad. He's like, it used to be worse than that.
Yeah. So 10 degrees, you're in a heat wave.
Yeah, we had 3 days off. We had snow days here. Because in Texas, there's no snowmobiles, snow plows.
No, there's nothing. They shut anything down south. They shut everything down.
They don't have the resources for it. It happens once almost every winter, though.
Yeah. I woke up last Friday and I looked at my Alexa in the kitchen and it said -17. And I'm like, there's no way these kids have school. I checked my phone. Nope, they had school. I had to take my kid to school. -17.
Hey,
I'm like, fuck this.
get after
I
it.
remember a 14-inch blizzard. I totally thought I'd get a snow day, and we didn't when I was a kid. I was all pissed watching the news in the morning. I was waiting for the snow day. I'm like, come on, snow day. It was like 14 inches, and they're like, no, go to school. I was like, damn it. It was
Yep.
like 3rd grade. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was fun.
All right, Jason, lead us off with the Wings Pistons real quick so we can get those. Ooh.
All right, let's look and see what the Detroit Pistons did first last week. They started the week with a 109-107 win over the Denver Nuggets. They followed that up with a loss. This surprised me. 114-96 loss to the Phoenix Suns. Friday, they rebounded with a 131-124 win over the Golden State Warriors. And then Sunday, they made history. The largest win margin by 53 points, 130-77 over the Brooklyn Nets. I
Stomped him.
stopped.
Wow.
I was like, man, did the Brooklyn Nets get hung up in travel and they brought in the local high school team? Like, what happened with the Brooklyn Nets in this game? The Pistons, we do this every week. We will look at their schedule and we try to predict what is their win-loss record going to be like. And despite the little snafu in Phoenix, it was another successful week for the Pistons. Tim, you see any of these games?
The upcoming ones?
No, did you see
No,
any
the
ones
ones
last
last
week?
I watched some of the Nets one. They beat them up. Other than that, no. I've been super busy, so I just kind of been catching highlights of them. I was surprised they got beat by the Suns. I don't think any of us picked them to get beat by them last week.
No.
But yeah, I mean they're still rolling. 3-1 last week is pretty good fucking week. Like I'm not going to complain about it at all. We did get some Pistons news today though. Jaden Ivey is gone. He got traded to the Bulls.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
But was he in that 3-way trade with the
he
with
was.
Vucevic?
Yeah,
He was in that trade? Oh, dude.
he.
Yeah, no, I see it. You
Yeah,
guys got Herter though.
Yeah, we got him, which he's actually shooting better. I mean, he's averaging 10.9 points, 3.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and he's averaging 31.4% from the 3-point line, which is a little bit less than what Ivy is, but Ivy's only been averaging about 15 minutes a game. So if we can run him a little bit deeper into these games, I'm feeling pretty good about this trade. I'm pretty happy about it.
Seems like
'Cause
it's
we
an
needed a
immediate
shooter.
improvement. It's at least immediate. Even if Ivy's potential is better, you're getting a bonus right now, it feels like, in that trade.
Well, yeah. And we'd have to re-sign Ivy next year because he'd be, I mean, this was his last
Yeah.
year of his contract. So, like, either we were going to re-sign him and keep him or we were going to trade him out. So I think we did all right here.
You guys got
there was
Sark, and you got a first in that
yeah,
deal,
and we
too,
got a
effective
first. It was a pick swap or a first round
Ooh.
swap. So,
Yeah, with Minnesota, correct?
yeah, I think with
That-
Minnesota.
That's good because you guys, I think the biggest, I mean, like this is when I start diving in NBA, but you guys need to improve in 3-point shooting. That's the one weakness, right?
Exactly. And that's what I
Okay,
was,
yeah.
we were talking about this last week on the show with the 411 podcast. We were talking about like, we needed a shooter. We needed somebody to be able to
Yeah.
hit those threes. Like, and that's what I've been saying this for actually the last few months that like, if we made any moves, we just need a shooter. We don't need a superstar. Like, I don't want to trade anybody away to get a superstar, but we need a shooter. And we got 2 players and we did a pick swap. So like, I think we did pretty well here.
Because like unless Cleveland lands something stupid or Boston gets, even though they got Vucevic, which is they just landed him like just now. Vucevic is a good move for them, but they're going to need Tatum back, I think, to have a chance against Detroit. It feels like it's Detroit's conference to lose. I still think they're better than New York. So, which is really impressive because like even after the rise last year, I didn't think Detroit would be this good this quick. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Cade's having a career year right now, and Bickerstaff
Yes,
has
he
those
is.
guys rolling. And I mean, there's so much depth on that bench that even when Cade's out and he's hurt, they're still just rolling over people. So, I mean, I think they're right up there right now with Golden,
York?
No, not New York, on the western side.
Denver?
No, what the hell?
Thunder?
The Thunder. Yeah, the OKC. Sorry, I have a brain fart for a second. My
No, you're
brain's
good.
in
Yeah, the Thunder have
50
been-
million fucking places. Like they're
No,
right
man,
up
I get
there
it.
record wise with the Thunder now. So like it's a real close. I mean, you have the Thunder leading over there, and you got Detroit leading on the East, and like it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a really good postseason because I definitely. I mean, I don't see the Pistons falling out of the postseason at this point in time. Like they're still rolling. They're gonna make it, and just like Chase said about 4 weeks ago on this show, I think the Pistons are gonna win it all this year.
Oh,
Possibility.
really?
Yeah.
If they could pull that off, that'd be impressive. Because I feel like unless the West might beat itself up, but you got San Antonio with with Wembanyama, he's ridiculous. But you got Denver with Jokic, they're ridiculous. Houston's solid. The Lakers can figure out how to play defense, but Minnesota's all right. But I mean, the Thunder are just such a damn good team. If Detroit was able to get to the finals fairly unscathed and beat up whoever's left from the West, that would be really impressive.
Yeah.
I do think it's possible. I think they play good enough defense. I just think the NBA, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think the NBA is a better, like there's some teams I think that the league is better when that team is good. Like if the Bulls could ever get good again, I think it was a better NBA when the Bulls and Pistons were good. But at least you got the Pistons finally good again. And I think it's a better NBA for it because I think the Pistons add so much to the NBA. Michigan native, but I always thought it was fun when both iterations of the Bad Boys.
100%. And and if they could make it to the finals and say it is against the Thunder, I think their defense is going to put them over the edge. I think their defense is going to win it for them.
I think so too. I think I wouldn't bet on it. That'd be a really one, but if they were, I do think this is such a, even though the Pistons and Thunder are really damn good teams, the NBA is so talented right now. One injury or a hot shooting week from a couple players could swing it. And
Yeah.
I do think that I really do, unless, like I said, unless Tatum comes back, I think the Pistons are going to the finals. I really love the move they just made today. That was an all-in move. That means that tells me they think Tatum's coming back, but I don't think he's going to be 100% this season. It feels like this year is really open for Detroit. Next year, Boston with Tatum back a year removed from the ACL, they'll be really tough again. I'm surprised they're as good as they are. I thought the Celtics would struggle to even get the play-in. So the fact that they're tied for the 2 seed is impressive, but it feels like that's the one thing, unless there's some stupid, huge deal before the deadline on Thursday. Yeah, I like the NBA too.
Yeah, no, and there could be a huge deal. I mean, there could be a lot of moving over the next couple of days, so we'll have to keep our eye on it to see what happens. But yeah, like Scott brought up a minute ago, he said that trade did nothing for them. They also are one over the roster limits or something else has to be done. So yeah, they got to move somebody out. But I have a weird feeling about this trade. I think it was the right move. I feel good about it. Like I think it's going to work out for them in the best. It gives them somebody who can play a little bit more than Ivy could, and I think he could put up numbers for us. So, and he's a little bit better defensively than what Ivy was. So I'm looking forward to see how that pans out. But I'm excited about it, and I think it's going to work out well.
Also, don't you think it's nice that they made a move to try to improve right now? That always tells me a lot what teams. Pixie, shh. Sorry, my dog's freaking out. I got home and I'm gonna hang out there after, but it always tells me a lot informationally where team thinks they're at. Like Boston, it told me a lot that they went for Vucevic, but it tells me a lot where a team thinks they're at when they make a move to improve their roster right before the deadline, because some teams are going to be sellers because they just don't believe in their team, like some of the bottom feeders, or a team that gets hurt, they just punt on the season. That tells me a lot that Detroit was like, we need to make a small tweak to improve. They're like, I like that they were thinking that way.
Yeah, no, I like that
I mean,
too.
it's not surprising. They're the one
Yeah.
seed,
I thought that was a position they were going to be in. I knew they were going to be buyers before the trade deadline. Obviously this type of year, they're been leading the East all season long. It's time to step it up. It's time to make a run for it. If you're going to make a run for it, the time is now. I mean, you have the momentum. Just run with it. Jason, can we look at the rest of the week there real quick?
Well, absolutely. Here tonight, they will be home. Actually, the majority of this week, they will be home at LCA. Tonight, they've got the Denver Nuggets. Thursday, they will be hosting the Washington Wizards. Friday, showdown with the New York Knicks. And then Monday, they're going out to Charlotte to play the Hornets. By and large, Denver is going to be a tough game here. Charlotte is kind of middle of the pack right now. That's a team that's still struggling to find an identity, in my view. This is a very winnable week for the Pistons. I'm
4-0.
going 3-1 this week.
4-0.
I think Denver is going to be their Achilles heel.
They were in Denver, I think, last Monday, and they beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're at home now and everyone's healthy, I think if they beat Denver, I'm not worried about anyone else in the schedule.
Yeah, if they beat Denver, they're going 4-0.
Yeah.
But I would be really happy with 3-1.
I would be happy with 3-1, but they had the Knicks number last time they played them. I think they're still going to have it if they can hold Jokic to what he does best and all that. I think they can go 4-0 easy. Denver will be the biggest test.
Jokic is such a tough player, right?
He is.
Man,
he's
so hard to
so
defend
good.
because even if you stop his scoring, he just makes everybody else better. Such a fun player. He's the one guy I'd love to see in person. He's just, I love how additive he is. He's such an additive player. So yeah, you nailed it. That's the hardest thing.
Yep.
All right.
Well, can I ask you guys a quick question?
Yeah.
Who outside of Detroit, what's the one team you think or player that you would like to see traded the most before the trade deadline on Thursday? Would it be like James Harden, Giannis, somebody big? What would you like to see, and where would you like to see him go?
Well, I think Harden's going to get traded. I've been hearing a lot
Me
of talk
too.
about that.
Which
I'd
is
like to see
interesting because
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, I think he's going to waste his career in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's weird because they're decent, but he's such a great player. They haven't built the right team around him.
Nope, they haven't
They're
really
gonna-
got many pieces around him, and he's going to waste his career there, I feel like.
Be interesting if he asks for a trade. I wonder where Harden will go. That one's interesting because I still feel like he's got enough left to help for a year or two if he went to the right team. So I'm curious.
Like
where he would
us.
go.
Like us. If he came to us, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know
I
if
don't
I
know how
want to do
him and
that.
Cade. I don't know how him and Cade would mesh.
He just needs to shoot. He needs to shoot the three, and that's what he's good at.
That'd be that's all he did.
That would be his
perfect, 'cause
best. That would be his best chance to win a ring.
If he let Cade just run the team and all he was doing was hitting just taking his threes and catching and just catch and shoot, that would actually be perfect. If he was trying to be the point guard, I don't know if it would help you guys because as good as he is at his age, I think Cade's can run the show.
Yeah, no.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Cade would run the show. You just have to be like, hey, you're like, hey, we need a shot. It's going to come to you. Be ready.
Think there's any chance you guys get the Giannis thing? I haven't heard you guys as a location though.
I don't think I'd
This is
want to
such a
get in
weird
on
one.
it. Yeah, I like the way the team is right now. I don't think you don't need to blow it up to go after a superstar. I think some teams try to do that and it ends up hurting them in the long run. So Harden would be, that he's older.
He's a shooter. That's what he would be.
You could catch him towards the end of his career. Maybe, I could see that one. But depending on what you would have to give up to get him, but if he would come here and play that role, like you were saying, Eric, I think it would work out well, and I would like to see that. But I don't want to give up the farm to try to get a guy like that.
But the only thing I don't
or give
like
up the farm to get up anybody.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Harden is he doesn't play defense.
Yeah, that's
The only
gonna
thing
be
I
rough.
don't like. It's the only thing I don't like. If he were to just shoot and play a little bit of defense, great. That's fine, perfect. Play defense on the outskirts, the 3-point line. But if you're not going to play defense, yeah, much as I'd like you as a shooter, just stay where you're at.
Well, that's my
And
problem with my
and-
Lakers.
Yep.
Like LeBron, Luka especially, but also Reeves. They're all great players still, but none of them play D, and that's why that team ain't going to go anywhere. You can't have your three best players not playing on the other end. It's just impossible.
No, and Giannis, send him to Minnesota. Minnesota needs a buy-in now. You have one of the best players there, and you have no one around him. Him and Edwards would be great.
If they can keep Edwards and offload the team, I would love to see it. I think New York, if they could give up Cat and very little else outside of picks, that'd be perfect. I just think Milwaukee wants so much. I'm actually starting to wonder if it's not going to happen until summer. Because if they ask too high, there's even though I think Giannis is still a great player, there's a market. I think they're asking for too much here. So I actually don't think he's going to get traded by Thursday.
Probably.
I mean,
not.
I think they're asking too
gonna be
much.
tight.
I agree with that.
Interesting. And he's hurt too. If he was healthy, maybe he's worth a little bit more, but he's also banged up for another 4 to 6 weeks.
That is
So-
true too.
Yeah, and you're starting
So,
to dive
cool.
deeper into the season. At that point, it might not be worth the trade if they're asking a super ton, like a lot for him. You know, like why do you
They're
want to give
asking
up
for,
the
like,
next?
Yeah, they want a bunch of picks, young players. They want a lot, and I don't know.
And that,
We're gonna
yeah,
find
and then
out.
if he comes back healthy, you know what I mean. Just because you're hurt right now doesn't mean you're gonna come back healthy for another 4 to 6 weeks after that. So you're looking at a possible 12 weeks, and by then you're getting deep into the season.
The Spurs can use him
and-
though because they have a good.
Oh God, can you imagine when
That's what I'm
Yama
saying.
and if Giannis was healthy, I
That's what I'm
actually
saying.
think they would
Because you wouldn't have
actually,
to hurry him back from injury. You already have a team. Okay, if we're gonna make a playoff run, come back for the playoffs. Take a little bit more
if they
time
could-
off.
I don't know what they would give up, but if they could pull it off with keeping Wembanyama and a couple of their young guys, and they were able just to give a bunch of picks and a little bit, if they were able to get Milwaukee to bite, I actually think they could beat the Thunder. Because Giannis and Wembanyama together, how are you scoring points?
Yeah, that'd be
Like-
hard. That'd be so hard.
That'd be. I kept thinking about that pairing when I heard it like 6 months ago when it was a rumor. I think the Warriors are an interesting location too because they might give up Draymond,
That
and
is true.
him and Steph would be a lot of fun.
Fuck, you bring Draymond back to Michigan.
Man, wouldn't that be fun?
He
Draymond
plays
with
defense
Detroit?
like crazy, and
With
he can shoot.
Detroit now,
Oh,
even
that'd be
aged.
nuts.
Oh, you would see the best Draymond too
Oh,
playing
yeah.
for the Pistons.
Oh yeah,
That's the player. If they could get him for the right price, they should. That would be one more move. Not a shooter, but he'd make that defense even better.
but he can
That'd be
also
fun.
shoot too. He's just not the greatest shooter, but he can still shoot.
He's streaky. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it'd be a totally perfect fit for Detroit.
But his defense is just what you'd want.
And then yeah, that would be a perfect pick.
That would be.
Just as another
Homecoming
defensive
too,
piece.
man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he gets to be. And Golden State's kind of in purgatory. If they don't make a win now move, it's because Butler went out. But if they don't go that direction, it's almost like, do you explore trading Steph so he has another chance at a ring? Because they're not going anywhere if they don't make an all-in move.
No.
So. But thanks for I'm enjoying the basketball chat. This is awesome.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
All right, Jason, let's ding out the wings real quick.
Before we move on to the Detroit Red Wings, Lori popped in here. I was waiting for her to pop in here because she's, like I said at the top of the show, she's interested in when we're doing the payoff for the bet. Because she came in late, let me just go ahead and reiterate. We're doing a special broadcast at a date to be named, Lori, and I'm going to be doing the whole show in that stupid, ridiculous garb. So there's your answer. Let's move on. Yeah, fuck off. Let's move on to the
fucking
Detroit
excited about it.
Red Wings.
Not
Now
even
we
for the
talked
Wings.
about how good the Pistons did. On the polar opposite end of that spectrum, we have the Detroit Red Wings last week. Dropped a 3-1 game to the Kings on Tuesday. Thursday, they lost in a shootout to the Capitals. Saturday, they got their asses handed to them by the Colorado Avalanche, only to turn around and beat the Avalanche 2-0. And then in the upcoming games, because of the Winter Olympics, there's only one game this week for the NHL for the Red Wings, and that is Wednesday night. They will be in Utah to play the Mammoth. Eric, we have talked consistently since the start of this season that the crucial part of the Red Wings' success is going to be consistency. Now, over the last few weeks, the Red Wings have been favorable. They haven't won them all, but they've been doing 500 or a little bit better. Then we get weeks like last week, and it's like, oh my God, here's the reality check. Now, I got into a pretty spirited conversation the other day about the Red Wings, and this guy has all but like, nope, this is it. We've seen the best of the Red Wings that we've seen this season, to which I argued. I'm like, you have not. You have not seen the best of the Red Wings. They are still going to be in in the mix, all right? But you're going to have weeks like last week
Well,
where
you
they
think
went
about it. Go
1
ahead.
and 4 or 1 and 3. But I mean, you got to stay humble, right? Because when you're talking about the NHL, we've talked about this. There is no real overly dominant team in each of the conferences. So as long as the Red Wings can rebound, especially after the Olympic break, man, they're still going to be in the thick of things, and there is no reason to hit the panic button yet. Would you agree?
Yeah, because okay, you went 1-3, but you took that one game to overtime. You got a
Right.
point there. You got 2 points against the Avalanche, so you gained 3 there. You're back in second place in the East right now. There's no reason to freak out. Yeah, the 5 to loss, nothing to Avalanche sucks because just the history and all that there. Wasn't expecting that at home. But then you go to Colorado, which we haven't won there since 2017. We haven't beat Colorado or 16. We haven't beat Colorado since 17. And you go in there and beat them. That's a big margin right there. It's a lot of history with those two teams. And you're going their building and beat them 2-0 after they beat you 5-0. Yeah, it might have not been as many goals, but you still shut them out.
Right.
I know Eisman, I keep hearing he's going to be aggressive at the trade deadline. I know that's coming up. He needs to do something. I think you need to bring up that other goalie from Grand Rapids that's playing great and get the other goalie out of there because when he's in there, it just doesn't go right.
No, 100%, man.
You got one goalie that's playing great, and you have the other one that's, he's in there. You don't know who you're going to get. You need to have 2 good goaltenders so when you know they're out there, whoever's out there can do the job.
As we look at the conference standings right now, as of here tonight, the Red Wings are in second place behind the first place tie with Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, Carolina, we have talked very recently about, like, this is a team that is jockeying for position. And a handful of weeks ago, they barely cracked the top 10. Now, they are tied with Tampa Bay on top of the East. And when you look over at the Western Conference, it is the Colorado Avalanche show right now.
They have the most wins in the NHL right now.
And right under them is the Minnesota Wild. This is another team that is trying to make strides in the right direction. So the Olympic break probably is coming at the right time right now.
Yep.
You get these guys healthy, you get them reset, you get them remotivated. Hopefully the NHL representatives that are going to represent their respective countries in the Olympics don't suffer any major injuries. That's the one thing. I think it's cool that NHL players are allowed to play in the Olympics, but man, we've seen a couple of times since they started to do this, a major player goes down with an injury during the Olympics, and it fucks the rest of the NHL season right up. And I'm really hoping we don't see that this year.
Me and you both, but we can just hope the USA brings back that gold, though.
Need that gold and that glory.
Yep.
USA.
But I think if they can beat the Mammoth Wednesday, go out on a 2-game win streak, get that break. Hopefully, no one gets hurt. I think that'll clear their minds and get them ready.
I had a hockey guy on my show on Friday, which was a challenge because I actually don't watch hockey. I love watching in person. I asked about the Red Wings. He thought they actually had a solid chance in the East. He didn't believe in his Colorado Avalanche. He was saying they're bad in the power play. He thought the Wilds or maybe the Stars would have a better chance than his Avalanche. He actually is a reporter for the Avalanche and for the San Jose Sharks. He works for Hockey News. And he was a boxing reporter. So we talked a little boxing, a little hockey, a little football, all like in the first hour. So it was, like 20 minutes of each, but it was cool getting his insight. He thought maybe outside chance Edmonton or Vegas in the West, but he thought the Red Wings were pretty dang good, and he liked them against maybe Buffalo or Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. He didn't think the Tampa Bay Lightning were that great, even though they're first, or Carolina. It was interesting getting his point of view on it.
And the Winter Classic just happened, too. I don't know if anyone's seen any of that.
I love those. I love watching. That's like my favorite hockey game to watch every year. I missed
That
it
was
this year,
interesting.
but I love it. I love it.
Wasn't it in Florida this year?
It was in Florida. It was Tampa Bay versus the Bruins, and Tampa Bay scored in the first 2 seconds of the game.
And weren't they calling for snow for that game in Tampa?
Yeah.
Which is fucking wild.
Climate change, dude. It's Tennessee's been
Climate change is wild, man.
Yeah, Tennessee's had snow and ice for I think like a month now.
Yeah. Justin, by the way,
That never happens in Tennessee at all.
Justin, I'm giving them a 70% chance to make the playoffs this year. I think they win it all this year? I don't know, but them getting to the playoffs, is a big hurdle right now. They haven't been there, in 10 seasons. It's time to get back. I got them at 70%.
Yeah, I think if they can beat the Mammoth, get that 2-game win streak, get that winter break, maybe learn from some of the coaches, some of the other players, be back in your home country, come back, you might be, refreshed a little bit and ready to go. You never know. But I just get that game, get those 2 points Wednesday. You need that.
All right. Well, anything else you want to touch on, Eric, in terms of the NHL before we move on to probably the main event this week?
I just know they need to do something in the trade deadline. And I can't remember when that is. I think it's in March, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has a whole month, and Eisman has this whole time to see what he wants to do. So I'm hoping. I also heard a rumor about McDavis coming to Detroit next year. That would be huge.
That would be.
That would be huge.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be a big move that he could push us to the next level. But that's next year. But let's worry about this year. But other than that,
Right.
I'm good, Jason. Unless you guys got anything else.
Detroit sports are doing pretty good outside the Lions missing the playoffs. Not bad. Wait, sorry, Tim. I apologize.
Let's see.
Fuck you.
Well, hey,
How'd that Bears game go again?
yeah.
I mean, at least
Yeah.
we made the playoffs. Like, I talked to my Chiefs fan. I'm like, that Jordan Love, I just was messing with her, but it is sort of true. I was like, Jordan Love was actually better than Mahomes this year.
He was. Mahomes
I mean,
is
that's
not
not
good
saying
this
much,
year.
though.
Mahomes
was
is
not
on a
that good.
down spout.
I
His
think the
career's done
Chiefs
pretty much.
I actually think the Chiefs are really going to have to retool if they want to win another ring. Like,
Yep.
they got to rebuild that offense. You got to get some receivers that can stay healthy. You got to go get a running back. Their running backs are atrocious. Justin, I love. Oh, Justin watches this. I forgot.
Yeah.
Justin's amazing. Listen, the
Oh,
Lions.
he comments on our stuff all the time. Love it.
They need to go get the right coordinators, and they've got to rebuild that D. Or I'm a little worried the Bears, and then the Packers are going to own the NFC North, because the problem is it's hard to stay on top
here
of the
we
NFL.
go.
And the Lions window, if they don't fix some of their issues, that Super Bowl window that never even was really open, but it was kind of crept open for them, it's going to be shut. Because
Yeah.
Goff, he doesn't handle pressure well. They gotta fix some stuff. And the problem is now their guys are coming up to get paid, so that window it's hard to keep it open.
I like this guy until about now.
I know. I knew it was going to piss you off, but you're going to be like,
Hey,
I hate it.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
No, but no, I the Lions worry me, and the whole Petzing hiring as offensive coordinator, that was kind of like, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Obviously, maybe they see something that we don't see. Like, I don't know. I'm not giving up hope on the Lions. I'm a little worried. I'm waiting to see what they do in the draft. Now, if they draft well, we need an offensive line. That's the biggest number one.
Battle line and Goff is never going to work. But I mean, I have no faith in my team. They're going to make the playoffs, but I completely lost faith in the floor. So, like, to me, it doesn't even matter who the DC is, even though it does. I don't trust LaFleur at all. So I'm saying all this Lions crap, I don't trust my coach anymore. I lost faith. When you can't hold a 21-3 lead to the Bears, it's over.
You're in Soldier Field, though. That place is crazy to play, and especially if the Bears are going to leave there. So a little bit wilder and all that. So
he looked scared in that third quarter, and that fear, you could see it in the whole team. That was the third time he blew a lead to Chicago this year.
That is true. That is very true.
He held the first one because he had Micah. The second one he lost the division, and then that playoff. That was one of the worst second half performances you're going to see by a playoff team. And some of that's got to fall on the coach. I just don't.
You're right.
I mean, he's been falling. Yes, he's a good coach. He gets us to the playoffs. but the team continuously falls short when they get there.
You know what I
And-
blame
Not
that
even
on?
short. They're usually out in the divisional round. It's not short. You got to make it to the NFC Championship game. I'd say to fall short.
So they lost in the wild card to Philly last year. Yes, they won the Super Bowl. Lost to Chicago this year. The year before, they beat Dallas, but that's not saying much. It's Dallas. But they fought against San Fran, but they lost that game. So he's had one playoff victory in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now that makes me back to question, like, because the way that I look at it, is it Jordan Love? Is that your guys' quarterback?
I think it's the combo. I don't know if Love is it. I don't think he is. I don't think him and LaFleur together work because they both get complacent. They do this thing where they take their foot off the gas. They only put in extreme effort in spurts. The whole team, but Jordan Love especially is like that, and the whole team, it falls on the floor. And I just don't think those two work together. I personally don't think Love is it. He's really streaky. I just, yeah. I did. Justin's
We're
right.
talking about
I
our
went
main event now?
savage. I went savage on the floor. I just don't. Honestly, I'd like to get a new coach and QB, but I know they're not. They just re-upped on both, so I have to live with it. So
Yeah, and
it's
I
gonna
think,
suck because we're gonna make the playoffs, but we're not gonna go very far.
yeah, and I think the combination sometimes you're down on a quarterback, and then all of a sudden they get a new coach, and you go, oh shit, look at Williams this year. Like, I didn't think Williams was shit. I thought he was a lost cause, and then all of a sudden Ben Johnson kind of turned him into something. And like, I was impressed by Chicago this year. Chicago has me worried coming up
Yeah.
next year, and it should have you worried too. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, they're the team to beat in the division. You can't
Yeah.
trust Minnesota until they get a QB. My team is solid. Detroit has some rebuilding to do, but they're solid.
Get it
Chicago
up.
is
Just opened it.
ascending. They're
You can smell it, right? They're tough. We got some smelling salts here, boys. Waking us up for the main event. Oh, Tim's really getting in there. Holy shit, dude. Gotta wake up.
So yeah, no, sorry, we cut you off there. What did somebody say? Michael Parsons plays games bears a belt to ashtray, but possibly if he can stay healthy. Now, let me ask you real quick before we get to the Super Bowl, Isaac. After that
Yeah,
season
maybe.
turned out, like, because when we first talked to you, it was right after the Micah Parsons trade, like, or no, it was before the Micah Parsons. No, it was right after it, wasn't it? I think we talked about that. Yeah. So now looking back at that trade, was that trade the right move? We lost your volume. Hold on, Isaac. We don't have nothing from you.
Shit.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Okay, I don't know. This mic does that sometimes. Anyways, it's a gaming mic. Anyways, yes, it was the right move because it opened the window to have a chance to have an elite defense, and finally it was a swing out of the park. Now here's the problem: he lost 2 first-round picks, and he cost a lot of money. And yes, he did get hurt, but when he was on the field, our team was especially our defense was like 5th or 6th in the NFL. That's
Yeah.
nothing to sneeze at. Yes, he got hurt, but you still got to make the move. So I love it, even though he got hurt. He wasn't hurt when we made the move. That's the risk you take. I still love the move. I still don't believe in definitely not my coach. I'm not really a believer in Love. So if you don't believe in those two guys, you have to have an elite defense that gets after the other passer. And you guys know, because Micah was after Jared Goff that first game, like white on rice, and the second game. So that's why
He
you go
also
get a
had
Micah
Gray
Parsons.
too.
Yeah.
You know, the Gray. Those two are a great compliment to each other.
Gary?
For sure.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny is I think they might actually cut Gary because he faded down the stretch and he's got a huge cap hit. He looks
Bring
like he
him
might
to
be a cap.
Detroit then. That'd be great.
He might be a cap casualty. He started strong and then he faded really hard down the stretch.
It'd be great to have that rush in the middle that we need.
All right, boys, let's move on to our main event. We've been waiting for this for a while. I know, Isaac, we had you on at the beginning of the season. We all made predictions for the Super Bowl
Yeah.
this year, and not a single one of us was correct.
Nope.
What in the
Who
fuck
was?
are we looking
Who
at?
was?
Yeah,
Who
like,
was?
like,
I would love to see the guy that predicted the Super
yeah.
Bowl.
Somebody made some fucking money out there. I can tell you that, because whoever picked the fucking Patriots or the Seahawks to go to the Super Bowl made some money this year. But This really, I've been on a few rants this year about how the NFL is rigged because certain things happen, and I start going, the NFL has to be fucking rigged. You know what I mean? It's got to be. But then I see the Super Bowl matchup, and I go, there is no fucking way in hell that the NFL is rigged because not a single person out there I know is excited about this Super Bowl. Like I know people who aren't even having parties this year because nobody is hyped up about the Super Bowl, even though I think it's going to be a great game. But the hype is not there for the Super Bowl this year.
Eric's comment.
Yeah.
No,
Jason.
I'm trying to be. I actually think it's a interesting matchup. Like, I actually do think New England's going to make a game out of this, man. They haven't gotten blown out any game this year.
Yeah,
like,
but
and it's not
either. They haven't played anyone besides the
True.
Bills. They've only played the Bills,
True.
really. That's it.
But you can only play who's on your schedule.
I
And-
get, but the year before,
they
that's
still
why
did
they
beat-
got this
but they-
schedule.
But they made CJ Stroud look awful, and they still
fair.
even against Stidham, they had to go in that weather and against that defense in Denver.
Yeah, but they
And
play in Foxborough. It's the same weather. It's the same. It's still playing outside in the cold. Yes,
That
Denver's
weather-
a little tougher.
that
but-
weather with two elite defenses, New England's D is pretty good. You're not
Yeah.
going to get many points in a game like that, even if Bo Nix
No.
is out there. But
No.
Denver would have won with Nix. I get that. Who they play the wild card? New England played.
No one. They had
Yeah, they had to buy.
yeah.
But real quick, I see something turning in Jason's
No, they
head.
did.
He was
Denver had the bye.
yeah,
no,
Denver.
No, they had to play. Wasn't it the Chargers?
They played the Chargers.
Yeah, they
they
beat the
did go
Chargers,
win three-
Texans.
I mean,
And
it's
then-
just one of those years. There's not a lot of amazing teams this year. With all the injuries, there was a lot of teams that weren't that
Yeah.
special this year.
Jason, what'd you have churning there? I saw you about to bust into a rant there.
Well,
They
we
still got
have
to the Super Bowl. They still got there.
we have talked about whether or not the NFL is predetermined, and we've always kind of put a tongue-in-cheek approach to it. Like, yeah, it's scripted because for the longest time, the Kansas City Chiefs were the darlings of the NFL. and
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Hang on.
Horrible.
Everybody was trying to poke holes into any little thing that would back up that claim that the NFL was writing a script to make the Chiefs the Super Bowl champions and all this stuff, from the color scheme to the logos to everything else. This year is no exception. And I dismiss this a lot. However, I saw Rich Eisen's show this last week, and he brought up a tremendous point here. And he has been very skeptical about the whole, is the NFL rigged or predetermined? And, we've talked about the referees and how they have played a role in some of these games and the way the games are being called. Now, at the start of the season, as they do with every year, they release the Super Bowl logo, and with the major players from each team being represented in this graphic.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you go to the graphic for the Super Bowl 60 that they released at the start of the season, obviously Jared Goff is representing the Detroit Lions. Obviously, Mahomes was representing the Chiefs. But if you zoom in on that graphic, and I was trying to find it, if you zoom in on that graphic, and the Super Bowl logo is front and center, the two dudes that are closest to that logo is Sam Darnold and May. And if you look in proximity, May is ahead of Darnold just a little bit, which fuels the speculation. And I will go on record. If the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl because of all this shit, then yes, there is a strong argument that this shit is as rigged as professional wrestling. And I will stand by that. Have you
Yeah,
guys
but-
heard this?
Oh, I've
Yeah,
seen
but
it.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
I've
believe in
seen
that,
it.
man.
I've
That
seen it.
crushes my soul. Just let
Yeah.
me have my NFL's not rigged. I like to live in fairy tale land, okay? Come on, don't ruin it for me, Jason.
Yeah, but
like
also-
I know wrestling's rigged. UFC, there's no way they're taking too many hits. In my opinion, I don't think there's any way you could rig that. But maybe, but I doubt it.
No,
But,
no, you can't.
I just don't think it's
As soon
possible.
as that cage shut, they want to kill each other, period.
Outside of the refs, how do you rig an NFL game? Have you guys played football? Like, man, that's such a freaking hard sport just to go out there and play. The only way to rig it is with the refs. Because, like, the players, they're going too fast. Like, they're so athletic now. I just don't see how unless the refs are rigging it. But I have seen that picture, Jason, and I was like, okay, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Conspiracy
I don't wanna
theory,
know.
100%. But in reality, Vikings should never let Sam Darnold walk. That's why
that was a mistake.
That should have never happened. If he should have stayed in Minnesota, and who knows, the Vikings could be in the Super Bowl this year if he would have stayed in Minnesota.
With that receiving core, with Aaron Jones, with that defense, absolutely.
Exactly. They went 14-3 last year.
Well, that's why their GM just got fired.
Yeah, you should not have let.
Because they let him walk to keep JJ, and I was never a believer in JJ, even when he was in Michigan.
Needed to learn,
I'm a Michigan
he needed
fan.
to learn from somebody, and I think that would have been good.
You didn't like Carson Wentz?
Yeah, Carson Wentz was good when he wasn't injured. The problem is he's injured 90% of the time. But
Carson Wentz, man, is lucky to have a job in the NFL. He's so bad. Seriously.
You know, when you're talking about refs, you know, like being rigged because of the refs, that's the only way that I could see it possible, because you can't play the game and make it rigged. But the refs, what is a catch? What's not a catch?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, it gets really the Buffalo game with it's not a catch, but then all of a sudden Devontae Adams has a similar situation the very next night and it is a catch. You know, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know what I mean? And like, I don't get all of this. Like, my dream right now, honestly, this is not the dream Super Bowl I had. And even though my Lions aren't in it, and even though my Chiefs aren't in it, you know, I wanted to see the Bills get there, and they played one hell of a game to get there, and they just couldn't quite beat out Denver. And then Denver goes off and loses the next week to fucking New England. And now we're seeing the Patriots back in the fucking Super Bowl. Hooray. It's been 6 years since they haven't been in a Super Bowl. Fuck the Patriots. That's all I got to say. Like, I'm over it. And Seattle, who cares? It's Sam Darnold. If New England gets pressure on him, it's over. You know, because I still don't believe in Darnold. Like, if they get pressure on them, it's over. Like, that's all they have to do. But I also believe that Seattle's a better team than what New England is.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I could see this being a blowout by Seattle. I don't know. Like, it depends. But if New England wins it, this whole picture that Jason brought up, it is a little fucking weird. I do have to say that because that was posted before the season began. And some people are like, no, it's AI. Like, no, legit, that was posted before the season began. Now, is it coincidence?
NFL promotional product.
Yeah.
There is another way to rig it, though. Josh Allen throws the ball away before the end of the half. Oh, wait, he fumbled it backwards.
Yeah.
Josh Allen threw that game. Like, that is the only other way to call it rigged, and that's the first time he's thrown a playoff game.
Yeah.
3 picks, 4 turnovers. His throw, dude, did you see? The worst thing was he was missing I'm not believing it's actually rigged. Josh Allen was so bad in that Buffalo game, like, down the stretch. He missed like 3 key throws in overtime and at the end of the fourth quarter, and I pinned this one on him, and that's the first time
he admitted
on
it
him
too.
squarely. He got his coach fired. He did.
Yeah, which was probably a little too fucking soon. I think Buffalo fired him a little too soon. McDermott, they probably should have waited on that a little bit because, you know, this was the weirdest fucking year when it came to coach firings, because all of a sudden there was 9 openings in the NFL, and it's like, well, who the fuck do we hire? You know, I mean, Harbaugh's already hired, so who are we going to hire? Like, all of a sudden McDermott's out there. Oh, we're just going to promote our OC and hope that it works out. So nothing's going to change. It's a complete lateral movement. Like, you lost because of your offense, so you're going to promote your OC. Like, that's the smartest fucking move I've ever seen. And I got to be careful how I talk about this because my wife might be listening, and she is a Bills fan. All on her own, by the way. She has just graduated herself to becoming a Bills fan. All on her own. She fucking has Josh Allen jerseys. Her dog has a Josh Allen jersey. Like, she has Bills hoodies. Like, we started out Lions fans and Chiefs fans. She's just become a fucking Bills fan all on her own.
She's going to the right side.
Only one in her. And I like Josh Allen. I was really hoping to see Josh Allen make it to a Super Bowl this year because I like Josh Allen.
Me too, but Bills fans are just going to live in misery because now you've got one of the most talented dudes who still can't mentally get strong enough and doesn't have enough of a supporting cast to get to win a Super Bowl. I'm starting to believe he's not going to pull it off, and the Bills are just going to continue to not ever get a championship. This is nuts, man. Like, this guy is so good. In this time, he didn't have a great receiving like, the receivers weren't great. His run D wasn't great, but they had enough to beat Denver. And all they needed him to do was play an average game, not turn the ball over. And yeah, his ring is with Haley Steinfeld. That's his ring. He's got his ring.
Yeah,
his wedding ring. That's
So you
his
shouldn't
only
have got
ring
married
he's
this
gonna.
year. That's what he fucked up. Shouldn't have got married this year.
Well, he hadn't won a ring before, so at least he got one ring.
So my thing with Josh Allen is, if Josh Allen would have been drafted to an NFC team, he'd already been to a Super Bowl and probably won one.
Oh, for sure. He needs a receiver, but he also has to get it done, man. Like, he's had chances.
You got to be able to do that. But so
he's had the ball have you heard the stat really quick? He's had it the last 3 games before this one, with an opportunity to take the lead in the fourth quarter or overtime late in the game and win against KC, against Denver in the year before, and he fell short all 3. At some point, some of it's on him.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some bad plays on him, and that last game that they played in the playoffs, I mean, a lot of that's on him. I can
got
blame
Josh Allen soapbox.
Yeah,
I was mad this time. I thought he was going to do it. I really did.
I thought he was too. It was his best fucking chance. You had no Mahomes, no Jackson, no Burrow in the playoffs. You had a wide open. All you had to do was get by fucking Drake May. Like, let's fucking, or Bo Nix. Like, you get by Bo Nix and Drake May, you're going to the Super Bowl. You're going to win it, because even the NFC this year was a little weak going into the playoffs. Like, this was your fucking chance, Josh Allen. Like,
I agree with that comment. And he couldn't even get to the conference championship. Mahomes, and you couldn't even get to a conference championship?
Yeah.
That's an indictment on his legacy. No joke. It is.
Scott just nailed that there. Scott said,
I actually could totally see that. I can see it.
He's gonna get traded, and I have a feeling he's gonna be to an NFC team to get away from the Mahomes, get away from the Lamar Jacksons,
Maybe
and he's gonna go on and win a fucking Super Bowl.
Maybe like a Tampa Bay in a few years if they need a retool. Some
Tampa
team
Bay,
that needs a
Minnesota. I could see him in Minnesota.
Oh, 2 or 3 more years, and then he goes to Minnesota with that supporting cast and wins a ring.
Yeah.
Minnesota finally gets their Super Bowl.
I know Eric's looking at me like, why wouldn't he come to the Lions? Because they're not going to get.
There's already rumors.
I know.
I actually could see that.
No, there's already rumors that the Vikings are going to push for everything for Joe Burrow.
Well, I've heard that too, but
if they get Joe Burrow, if Burrow goes to Minnesota,
it's over if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be able to stay healthy because they have a better line than Cincy. They actually spend money.
If Josh Allen acts out in 2 or 3 years, and Detroit doesn't protect Goff, he'll be done in 2 to 3 years, or they'll just be ready, they'll be ready to move him on from him, and it'll be like a Goff-Stafford swap again, and they'll flip him, because if they don't protect Goff, his career isn't going to last that long. Sorry, Tim. It's just the truth. He's not. He just cannot take as many hits as he took this year. You watched what happened. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I mean, that offensive line was horrendous this year, and that's why that offense wasn't humming. So that's why I'm waiting on the trade, or I'm waiting on the draft to see what we do in the draft, because that's going to tell me how the season's going to turn out.
Well, they're going to cut Decker and free up $18 million.
I would cut Decker and try to pick up. I would pick up another at least right tackle.
You don't pick up another right tackle. You draft a tackle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You would draft a right tackle. And then you'd move Panay to left tackle, and because I think Panay could play anywhere. I mean, he's a Pro Bowl. I mean, he's going to pick it up, and then you go and you try to pick up a guard, to be honest, or a center. Like if you could pick up a center or draft a center and draft a right tackle.
Yeah, your first 2 picks are going to be offensive line.
Well, I'm watching a lot of fucking mock drafts, and everybody's got them pulling an edge rusher in the fucking first round, and I'm like, that's not where we need fucking help right now.
That
like
depends.
We need it,
but it depends if Baltimore franchise tags their center, because he's up for free agents this year and he's a hell of a center. You pick him up, there's your center right there. Then you get a tackle in the draft. So yeah, you could get an edge rusher, but it just depends.
You do have to improve that defense. Aaron Glenn leaving should have hurt, but that defense that was the problem with Campbell. I like Campbell as a coach, but it should. Pixie, stop. Sorry, my dog's really pissing me off. Anyways, she wants to get out. I'm not letting her out yet because she'll just jump on me the whole time. I have a puppy. Anyways, Aaron Glenn leaving, I didn't think it would hurt the defense as much as it did. And that's going to be the biggest thing this year. Losing both coordinators absolutely killed the Lions. And I thought it would hurt, but it killed them. And they've got to figure out the defensive side of the ball too, because the offensive line is just as important. But you guys have the weapons. You got oh my God, if we had the receivers, running backs, tight ends y'all had, I would be swimming. Like my team, we need a receiver bad. And Jacobs wasn't the same this year. He was good, but he was banged up. And once we lost Tucker Kraft, our offense went down the shitter for the most part. So,
you know what I
guys got
want
the
from your
weapons.
guys' team though? I want them fucking linebackers. I want
Of course you
speed
do.
for linebackers this year.
Dude, if we lose Quay, I'm going to be pissed because we got Coop, we got Quay, and when we had Micah, that defense was flying, man.
Yes.
I
One of the
love
best defenses in the league. It was crazy.
It was.
Those linebackers, and that's what I want. I love Alex Anzalone, but it's time for him to go. We need somebody with speed at that position because we have Derek Barnes. He doesn't have speed. We got Jack Campbell. He's okay, but we need somebody with speed at the linebacker corps.
He's an all-pro this year. How's he okay? He won linebacker.
He's not. No. I understand that he's good for what he does, but I want speed. I want somebody who can get on I want somebody who can also drop into coverage. Jack Campbell's not dropping into coverage, bro. Like he can stop the run.
Yeah.
He can stop the run, but they kept on dropping fucking Anzalone into coverage. He's fucking 32. He's not that fast anymore. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? You're getting beat up the middle on slot receivers that you're trying to fucking drop into coverage with Anzalone.
No linebacker is going to be able to cover that. You need that rover that's like a safety linebacker, what Branch would fit in perfectly with.
Well, he would, but that would be if Kirby comes back healthy enough to be able to handle that spot. We could move Branch up into that position.
Well, then you need another safety.
Perfect. Then you need another safety.
That's the thing, though. It wasn't just Glenn. I disagree with Scott. There was injuries, but there was injuries the year before, and the problem, you just nailed it. Scheming it wasn't just Glenn. They did have injuries again. The Lions have been banged up, but my team was hurt too. That's why the coordinators matter so much, because they were scheming guys not the right way. My team, they did that in second halves of games. Hafley, who's in Miami now, good luck to him. He'll be fired in a year. The way how conservative he got near the end of games would just drive me nuts. It wasn't just LaFleur. The defensive guy, he would just go pre-dent and let teams come back on us in the fourth quarter. It wasn't just Chicago. There was 5 games this year. We either blew the lead or almost blew the lead because we stopped blitzing, we stopped getting pressure, and we literally just let teams run down the field on us. It wasn't just the Chicago 21-3 game. So coaching is so important in the NFL. That's why I'm happy Darnold got another chance, and I agree with you guys. I don't fully trust him yet, but this shows with good coaching, with good support. Look at Caleb this year. He had damn good coaching with Ben Johnson, and then he had weapons. You give quarterbacks the right environment to grow, and they can be better than what you've seen. And that's why I'm curious what's going to happen with the NFC North this year, because there's so many moving parts. I think it's going to be one of the toughest divisions in football if Minnesota figures out their QB. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I think they're going to go all in for Burrow. You're going to reunite Jefferson and Burrow, and I think they're going to get past that hump.
They should. Yeah, they should. If since he's dumb enough to let him go, even as injury prone as he is, you have to. It's like the Micah Parsons.
He has a running back there.
You take the swing. You got Jones and you've got Jordan Mason. You've got, oh my gosh, you've got Addison as your 2 with Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and their third
weapons.
receiver isn't bad. Oh, dude, and
that so many weapons.
That defense.
Oh yeah, their defense is always tough. So he has a defense, a way better offensive line than he's ever had, and he has receivers and a running back. That team's going to go to the Super Bowl.
You think Josh Allen's been slighted in Buffalo? At least he's had a decent O-line. Even though, yes, Burrow's had weapons in Cincy, they've given him one of the worst defenses and offensive lines in the NFL the last 5 years.
Every year.
Yes.
Well, because they sunk all their money into a quarterback and receivers. You can't afford offensive line. It fucking wild.
They don't go. They don't try.
But the drafting's been so atrocious outside of some of the skill positions. And Hendrickson, it's nuts that they've had some of the best receivers, Burrow and Hendrickson, and they can't even get to 500.
Yeah.
Shows you how important.
You have T. Higgins and you have Chase and all that, and you can't get a decent offensive line for Burrow to be able to throw the ball. Come on.
That's why That's why I
Look
think
at Stafford
Jackson's
when he
are-
went to L.A. Look what Stafford when he went to L.A. He got an offensive line. He had weapons. He had a defense. He had a running back. And look what happened. He won the Super Bowl his first year gone. And the same
That's
thing will
why-
happen with Burrow when he leaves.
It takes a full team. It's a support system. That's why the Bears getting Ben Johnson, but also improving on the offensive line and then doubling down on the weapons. Now they go improve that defense. They actually could be a title contender in like the next year.
Oh,
or
yeah,
two.
100%. That
If they
defense was
improve
already
it.
pretty good, too.
The
That defense was
plays
pretty
in
good, too.
spurts.
Yeah,
They
you just
were-
need a couple more things. You need a shutdown corner. You need a good corner, and you need a pass rusher. Those are like the only two things they need.
You know, and it's funny is the defense was like not that great during the season, but they played really good situational football, and that's what's so important in the NFL right now. And I'm curious what's going to happen. But if if Burrow goes to Minnesota, I think the NFC North
That'd be
would
nuts.
be the best division in the league. Like Detroit, legit might be the worst team, and they would still probably be a wild card contender.
Yeah.
Like that's freaking nuts, man. Or Green Bay without Parsons. Like if Burrow stays healthy, Minnesota's an instant title contender. Then you have Chicago who made the divisional round, Green Bay who made the playoffs, and Detroit who almost made the playoffs. That'd be
it would
stupid.
be yeah.
Do you guys think it actually happens? Do you think Minnesota gets them?
They gotta go all
They'd
in.
have to give up like
How
everything
many
to get them.
picks? 4 first rounders, 3 and
3.
It would take like what? It would take 3 first rounders, probably 2 seconds, a player, and probably a third or fourth.
I don't know
would
that-
do it.
The I think the history of injury will kind of hinder that and bring that down a little bit.
I would say you're going to give up 2 first rounders,
In 2
a
seconds.
second. I'd say at least 1 or 2 seconds, and then a decent player. You got to give up something.
I would do it for 2 first and 2 seconds and a player.
You know.
Why not? JJ
What if the
McCarthy's
player
not
was
it.
JJ? What if the player was Justin Jefferson?
Well, you can't give up JJ.
Oh, no.
They're not going to
You
give up
keep-
JJ.
You do not give up Jefferson or Addison. I would throw in Hawkinson, who was getting
Yeah.
paid solid. He's a
Yep.
little older. I would rather keep him, but if you flipped in Hawkinson and another player to salary match and 2 firsts and a second and like a third, I would do it.
Yeah, that'd be
Why not?
for one player. Yeah, that's a lot to come to help
But-
build your team.
I mean, because you could flip JJ back too. You could flip JJ McCarthy and like a player or two to salary match just a little. And I would do it, man. But like that's why the Giants are going to be a team I'm going to keep my eye on, because if they can improve that offensive line, not that Harbaugh's
yeah.
like the greatest coach, but if Harbaugh can, if he can provide stability and keep Dart from taking his own head off, you've got Scatterbo and Malik Neighbors coming back next year, and you have Wendell Robinson. That could be a really fun team next year, the Giants.
The
They'll
Giants, I think,
definitely
are
be a
going to be
decent team.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a good
Especially
team
with
because
That division sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I think that division just got beat up a lot this year. You had Jaden Daniels that had his sophomore slump. You had the Cowboys that are just not. I think the Giants, Eagles, and Washington will be the teams to watch. I think Dallas will still be bottom of the barrel because Jerry Jones won't get out of his way. That division could be the next toughest in the NFC.
I'm just curious what's going to happen with Philly. I don't know if I trust them. They're a weird team.
Well, they're going to get rid of Brown, so Brown's going to go somewhere.
True story.
Brown already wants out. Brown's going to go somewhere. Who needs a receiver? So he could end up what? Who needs a receiver? We're just talking about. You guys. He could end up there.
Oh my God, I would have.
He could end
You
up.
know what? We were talking about it. I don't know if Justin saw it. We talked about it on my show last week or the week before. I can't remember. It was recently. I would take AJ Brown, even with the headache he is. If we could get him with his head on straight.
Yeah, but he'd be the number one receiver then.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm tired of relying on Christian Watson as good as he is.
Yeah.
But if AJ Brown goes to like my team or New England, ooh,
Oh,
can
they
you
have
imagine
Diggs
New
there. They
England?
ain't gonna have 2 headaches. They have Diggs there already.
But they've got
Send
salary cap room.
send AJ to Buffalo.
Oh, that would
be interesting.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Any of those
him
teams
and
that need a
Cooks.
number one. Yes.
If he went to Buffalo, that'd
come
be
in.
huge.
The fact that Brandon Cooks was their best receiver in a playoff game and he wasn't even on the team till week like 15, that's
Yeah.
not enough, man.
No.
No, but
Shakir's
if
not
you-
good enough.
if you ran Cooks as the number 2, you ran Brown as the number 1,
And you got Shakir.
and
That's a
Shakir as the number 3, that'd
Yeah.
be a pretty
With
good
James Cook?
fucking
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a team I'd be scared of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not right now though.
No.
No, they need to figure some shit out in there.
They
But
need to get rid of Bosa.
anyway,
Bosa's over.
Sorry, Jason. We went on
Jason,
tangent, man.
Jason.
I'm my bad, dude.
Jason, you got anything to fill in on all this? You've been quiet for a while, brother.
He's just
I'm
soaking it
just
all in.
listening to you guys break this down. That's like this is why I enjoy having Isaac on here because, listen,
I can
we've had-
tangent all over, man.
No, but here's the thing: you bring up intelligent conversation. You bring up intelligent, talking points. I have had other guests on my shows that lack that. They talk
Original
just,
six.
Oh, you guys call them out. I never do that. I've had guests before.
What? I didn't say I
won't
just said
name
original
names.
six.
I don't say names.
I don't
do
mean-
it. I just usually don't bring them back.
I mean, I'm not talking just on the show. I'm talking like I've been doing this shit for a minute. You know what I mean? And I've had people, and a lot of it is on my wrestling shows, and you get people that just want to hear themselves talk. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just want to hear themselves talk. But when we get, guests like Isaac on here, who is clearly educated, very intelligent, very articulate, like and I sit back as a fan and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing the producer shit, but I get all wrapped up in this. I will say,
thanks, man.
in terms
Appreciate it.
of the Super Bowl, no, this was not a matchup anybody called, unless you are a conspiracy theorist. And I feel like maybe next year I may throw some money down as soon as I see that graphic pop up at the start of the season.
Do it.
We'll see.
You know how much you'll make? What were the odds on this? Like
Oh, God.
300 or 400 to 1?
Oh,
Yeah.
somebody made a
Like-
lot
More
of
than that.
fucking money this
Dude,
fucking
I want to
Super Bowl.
know. Wait. Actually, I saw it the other day. What were the? I gotta know. What were the odds on Seahawks? I gotta know. Patriots Super Bowl before the
It
season.
was like I think it was like 12.
stupid.
Yeah, it was like 1,200 and it was like 2,200. Like it was a lot.
Dude, that's insane. They were both 60. So what's 60? Oh my gosh, man! You would have made money just betting $10 on that.
Oh yeah.
Like, come. Dang,
What was the odds?
They were both 60 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. Both
Oh, so you made
Patriots
60
and the
over
Seahawks.
10.
It was
So
like,
if you would have bet $10, you would have won what, $6,000?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
$10.
$6,000.
I'm gonna start gambling next year. Jason, when the graphic comes out, I want to come on in August, and I will on the air place it. I'm gonna be living in Arizona where betting is more legal than it is in Texas too. So I'm gonna bet $10 if they
you
have
can't
the
bet down there?
graphic. You can, but you can only do like Prize Picks, and I'm broke.
Oh,
now,
dude, I got
so-
FanDuel, DraftKings,
You
BetMGM.
can
I got
do
them all
some
up
of it.
here.
No, you're limited on which apps. Like Prize Picks you can do, but like some of them aren't legal in Texas because Texas
Oh,
is
wow.
from the 1800s. We live in the 1800s here.
So they need to bring
Yeah,
that,
it is
but dude,
what it
the last season I won a lot of money.
I'm serious. Texas is like its own country, man. It's like some of it's great and some of it's wild. But
I
I'm
believe
going to
it.
be moving to Arizona, where my dad lives like 5 minutes from a casino too. It's great.
Dude, just
So,
get FanDuel. FanDuel's the best one.
Absolutely. So I'll place a bet. We should do it when they release the graphics. So probably the week of the season opener. And I want to place a $10 bet on the graphic with you guys. We should take two of the teams that have the longest odds. Not Cleveland, I refuse. But two of the other teams that have the longest odds. And we should do it and let's see if we win. It'd be great. Even if one of them makes the Super Bowl, we make a ton of money.
Well, I've been
Right.
looking at the odds already, and like I would probably bet the Lions coming off of this season, but
Right,
they're
yeah.
already like I think they're rated
let's
like
check it out.
the
Let's check it
the
out.
fifth best. Like I saw something come out the other day. They're rated like number 5 to win the Super Bowl next year, so they don't even have the longest odds already.
No,
so
it's going to be.
Oh, I got to see this.
it's gonna
Who
be
has the
like
longest?
Carolina or something. Jason will be all
I
over
refused.
that.
I'm not doing the Jets. I refuse.
No,
I'm
no.
not doing the Dolphins because it's Halfley. But what about Tennessee? What if Cam
Tennessee,
Ward gets
yeah.
better? I'm
Cam
looking at the
Ward
teams.
could.
Here's the 10 teams with the worst odds. Let's cross them off or not. The Jets, I can't do
Nope.
it.
Nope.
The Dolphins just got Halfley. I don't believe in them. The
Nope.
Cardinals,
Nope.
I don't know who the quarterback is. This is an interesting team. What if Shuck was good with the Saints? I don't think so.
Nope.
But I like them better than the other teams. The Panthers, shockingly,
Panthers, I can see
Are-
them making a run.
Panthers
they
made it to the fucking
made
playoffs
the
this year.
playoffs.
Yes,
That's a good
I
bet.
granted, they made the playoffs with an 8-9 record, but less than 500, they made the playoffs.
The Giants are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. They have the 10th worst odds. They're 7,500.
I'd
like
put money
that.
on the Giants. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
that
look,
one,
if we're
doing
I'd
just
put $10
long
on the
shots,
Giants.
Look
I'd
at
put $10 on 'em.
look at the strength of schedule too when that comes out.
Check this out. The
That's
Vikings
what you
are
gotta look at
11th.
the
What if you place a bet before the Vikings land Burrow? They're at 55 to 1.
That
They're
might be a
11th
bet to
worst.
just fucking throw $10 on because you win $5,500 bucks for $10 right now.
That's true.
Eric, do it.
That's a
I
good-
don't gamble.
I don't
Yeah,
really
you
gamble
don't.
much either, but it's
I'm
fun.
the one that gambles, but
We might have
This
to
is
do it. We
great.
might have to pool in, Jason, and do one bet for the show. We could buy lots of cool equipment if we fucking just hit off of one of these.
we'll do that and we'll
You
put it
guys
on
should
my
do it.
fan duel. And if it hits, I just won't say anything and I'll just be gone.
Yeah. All right, guys, we need to make our Super Bowl picks here real quick because we got to start wrapping this up.
I sidelined you. I'm sorry.
No,
My
you're
bad.
good. I know Jason has to work tonight, so
I do. My family wants to play a game too, so I understand.
All right. It does go down this Sunday, February 8th, beginning at 6:30. NBC Universal gets the broadcast right, as well as Tubi, which I think is very cool on the NFL's part to expand it to a free app. Peacock is also going to be streaming this. Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California. The NFC champion Seattle Seahawks against the AFC champion New England Patriots. Isaac, we'll start with you. Who do you got?
I think the Seahawks win, but I think it's going to be a one-score game. I mean, the Seahawks are first in points, but the Patriots are fourth. Like, in yardage-wise, the Pats are right there. The Pats have the slight edge on offense. Neither team's been blown out. I do see a scenario Seattle runs away with it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going 31-24 Patriots. Or, sorry, Seahawks. Oh, sorry. Seahawks won by 7.
Tim?
You know what? I think I've doubted the Patriots a lot this year, and I'm going to continue doubting them because they haven't really beat anybody that I thought they should, that is really, really hard yet. And even though they're like, they beat Denver, but that was without Bo Nix. If Bo Nix was there, they would have won it. I think the Seahawks walk away with this one unless the Patriots can get pressure on Darnold. That's their only chance. If they can't, I got the Seahawks winning this 24-10.
24-10.
Yeah.
They hold them to 10. I just think the Seahawks T can bend. The Rams scored on them.
They did, but
That's a good take.
it's a weird feeling. Like I think the Seahawks have the better team. Eric?
I think the Seahawks, they got too many weapons. I think Walker is going to go off. I think, Smith and Jigba is going to have a very good game. Sam Darnold's been throwing the rock around like crazy. I think it's going to be 34-14.
I was going
Seahawks?
to say 35.
I think they're going to run away.
Seahawks.
I think they're going to run away with it. They're
Jason, what was
too
your
good.
score?
35-17.
Ooh, I'm the only one picked to one score. I don't blame you guys. Seattle looks good. It's not in Seattle. Even though it's in San Fran, it's not a home game.
Close enough.
But
Yeah, they're a lot closer.
I'm with. Can I ask you guys a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you have any? So, do any of you gamble on the side?
Eric does.
Okay, Eric, are there any prop bets that you saw for the game that you loved? Any
I haven't really
over-unders?
looked yet. I'll probably look Thursday and see what they have,
Okay.
and I might make a bet.
I heard one on Bill Simmons about Travion Henderson. It was like, I think it gets to like 40 or 50 to 1 for him to hit 80 yards.
Probably.
And I was like, Travion, if he could break one long one, if
Mm-hmm.
Vrabel keeps it, if it's a close game, and Vrabel actually uses him, that was one I liked. That was an
it's
interesting one.
iffy. It's the playoffs and the Super Bowl is so hard to bet on.
Who do you guys think is the MVP?
Oh, Stafford.
Stafford?
Yeah. Are you talking about Super Bowl or the season?
Yeah, I thought we were talking about Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl. No, Super Bowl. I meant Super Bowl. Sorry.
Super Bowl
I didn't
MVP?
specify.
Okay, yeah, if it's Super Bowl MVP, I think it's going to come down to Darnold.
I think
it's
Walker. I think Walker will have a hell of a game.
I think
Go
Darnold's going to
Jace.
go for
JSN.
No,
I
think
could
it's
see
Darnold.
that.
Yeah.
So NFL MVP, you think it's Stafford over May?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
The
It
stats
was
are better.
close.
It was close,
Yeah,
but the stats are better for Stafford.
I like it.
I mean,
Hey, I think-
46 fucking touchdowns.
And it's a 17th season, and he's playing his best football ever.
Do you think Vrabel gets Coach of the Year, or would you give it to somebody else?
That's a
That one's
hard
tough,
one.
right?
I mean, I'm honestly, I
Johnson.
hate to say it, but Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. He
Fucking-
That was
turned the
my
Bears
second pick.
around. He turned the Bears
That was
Benedict
my second pick,
Arnold,
too.
fucking backstabbing, fucking piece of shit. Ben Johnson.
And the Cohen guy in Jacksonville resurrecting Trevor Lawrence.
That is true
Yeah,
too. That
that's
is
true.
too.
Also,
I
I mean,
like that one.
we cannot. Maybe Carolina's coach. Who knows? You know, like took them to the
Carolina-
playoffs, 8 and 9.
Carolina
Even-
on the odds. That was interesting that they were one of the lowest next year after
Yeah.
making the playoffs. That's
Well, I
funny
mean, it
to
was
me.
8 and 9. But I got
Yeah,
to show some
yeah.
love for Jason because it's his team.
Yeah, no, I get it. Your Lions are actually, you're going to be happy. They're 8th best odds to win the Super Bowl next year. Seattle, then the Rams, Ravens. Somehow the Ravens are tied for 3rd. Then the Packers, Chargers, Eagles, and then the Lions are tied with the Chiefs at 8th best odds right now before any free agency or draft for next year.
So you have a few teams that didn't even make the playoffs this year are already like projected.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you gotta love
know.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I like how that works. But yeah, so we wrapped up with that. Jason, real quick, I'm going to give you 30 seconds of golf because I just want to cover this last thing. We had the Farmers Insurance Open. Yeah, because this is Tim's 30 seconds of golf here on the Sports Real podcast. Justin Rose won this thing at 23 under. The next closest was Kim at 16 under. And the big thing of this week was that Brooks Koepka made his return to the PGA Tour. He did not impress. He tied for 56. He was 4 under for the weekend. So we'll see how he does this next weekend coming up in the Waste Management at the Phoenix Open. See if he comes back. But that's Tim's 30 seconds of golf here on the Sports Roll podcast. Fucking legit 30.84 seconds. I'm a fucking beast this week.
30.84. He kept it in there.
Yeah, like I knew
Good
that'd
job.
be quick.
I'm proud of you.
Usually my 2 minutes of golf go for like 10 minutes, but I know we were rushed with
If somebody tried timing me, the words would come out so fast.
You like an auctioneer, right? Isaac, we really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show here this week. And of course, you're welcome back at any time that your schedule allows.
I want you guys to come on mine. And if you guys are free in March or April, I want you guys on mine.
Yeah, we do
I got
need
my
to do
buddies.
that.
Awesome. We should do, I was thinking if you guys are game, might do a free agency special, but we do a bunch of draft coverage and mock drafts in March and April. So I take a little break after the Super Bowl now, but I'd love to have you guys on. That'd be awesome. Whoa, what?
Get a
Harden
hold
to
of
the
me.
Cavs? No.
Oh, fuck. We didn't even call that
What?
one. That wasn't even one of the
What?
guesses.
No,
Cavs aren't even
they
that
got
fucking good this year.
Garland back. And a second? I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes the Cavs a legit contender, man.
Could be.
I like him over
Could be.
Garland. Oh, dude, that's crazy. I actually like that for Cleveland. I think that's a good move. As much as I like Garland, I think Harden's an upgrade, even at his age. That's slick. I like that. That's fun. Good move. Sorry, it just happened. So.
Wow. No,
Well,
did not see
well.
that coming.
No, I wouldn't have
Alright.
predicted Cleveland. That was not on my list.
So, yeah,
All right.
Isaac, stay in touch with me. Set it up.
Yeah,
we'll come
man.
on your guys' show.
And I'll definitely come back on. Sorry, it was a little like personal stuff. I didn't do as many shows in November and December.
No, you're good.
so.
Do you want to plug all your pages
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick
yeah,
before
yeah.
Jason goes
So-
in the closer?
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff this weekend. Friday night, just going to be doing a Super Bowl preview at 9 p.m. Eastern with my buddy, Bears fan. I've got a Pats guy who was shouted out on Bill Simmons coming on my show, Foxborough Fellas podcast at 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night. And then I'm going to do a Spaces on Twitter at 9 p.m. Saturday night, Super Bowl preview. So I got 3 Super Bowl preview shows. And then Monday night, I think 8 p.m. Eastern, going to do a follow-up Super Bowl recap Spaces, and then I'll take a little break for a week or so. But I got 4 Super Bowl shows coming up.
Very cool. Very good.
Oh yeah,
Staying
and you
busy.
can,
I love that.
I go live on Twitter at Fun Football Podcast, YouTube, and Facebook. But I also drop shorts on Instagram and TikTok, and I just got my Twitter back and do posts on there every day. So go check it out, Fun Football Podcast or Fun Football Pod. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
He is Isaac, and great friend of the show. We appreciate you, my friend. Tim and
Thanks, man.
Eric, always appreciate you guys. You know this. And for everybody that tuned in, thank you so much for being a part of the live broadcast, or if you're watching us on demand through the RSS feed on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. And there's a couple new platforms that are going to be joining the ranks here in the next week or so. So with that, go out this week, be awesome to yourselves and to each other, and we'll see you next week right here on the Sports Reel podcast on the PFC Entertainment Network.
Let's go Pistons. They're up 19 at the half over the Nuggets.
Go Red Wings.
Fuck the Patriots.